We're live.
We're
oh my
live.
god, this is so exciting, guys.
We're here.
The privilege is all mine.
Is
honestly.
it?
Yes, absolutely.
Well, then introduce yourself. Oh, no, introduce the podcast.
Well, guys, good evening. This is all well and good with Abbie and myself, Gina. How are you? This is well good. Tell you what, I'll be on the BBC Monday morning.
Monday morning, get her on.
Oh, well. How are we?
Good. Really good.
I'm so
I feel like I'm on your podcast.
I know. Lead the way.
I'm good. This is where it gets funny because it's like we've already had a conversation and now we're having another one.
This is our daily life. Basically, you're just getting an inside scoop into
what it's like to be Abbie and Gina.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you what, it's great.
It's fucking great.
It's great, and it only goes up and it only gets better.
It's right.
Day by day. Let's get the topics out.
Let's see.
We've got some good topics, some really good topics going for you here, guys. Something really exciting.
If I could get my paperwork right here. Okay.
Right, big red book.
Right. Let's have more of a conversation about you. So, Gina, who are you?
Oh.
Give us an intro. Give the listeners an intro as to who is the enigma of Gina Chroma.
The enigma. I feel like an avatar. Well, I'm Gina Chroma. I'm just a girl from a lot of different places, actually, all at once. I'll give you a little bit about myself. So, I grew up in Ireland.
Woo!
In a lovely, big ups. Not as lovely as Market Hill, but a little place called Cookstown in County Tyrone.
Yeah, lovely.
Beautiful
so much
place.
Better than Market Hill.
That's up for debate. But yeah, so I grew up there, and when I was a young little one, I moved to Ireland. Not always been from Ireland. I'm from Hungary and Slovakia.
Class.
I know. I love how you said, as if you didn't
know
that.
I know, and I've known it for years, but it's just literally the most exciting thing ever.
I love that you're excited.
Give us a little bit of
what do you want
something.
to hear?
I want to hear. Introduce the podcast in.
Oh, in both languages, maybe.
Yeah. So what language are you gonna do first?
Do Hungarian first.
Okay.
Sziasztok. I can't even take myself seriously. Sziasztok. Nagyon örülünk, hogy itt vagytok a mai podcastunkon. All well is good with Abbie Nesbitt.
Woo! And
all well is good. I just said it all completely. All is well and good. And then in Slovakian we'll say Dobrý večer, vítajte na mojej podcaste, mojej kamarátkynej podcaste. All is well and good with Abbie Nesbitt. And co-host G-Dog.
G-Dog!
That's it.
That is sick!
I know.
Oh my god,
nervous
that's the best.
there.
I don't think anyone will ever top that introduction.
Do you know what? If you actually probably translate that to English, I missed out half of the words that I needed to say. But I get a bit nervous.
The first time when you were like, all is
good and well.
All wells and good. It sounded like that's how you were actually saying it in that language. It made so much sense.
It's giving John Bon Jovi vibes. Oh god. But yeah. What else can I say about myself? I'm young, wild and free. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. To be continued.
I'm gonna take a sip for that.
But yeah, I'm just absolutely buzzing to be here. This is an absolute honour. If you know my friend Abbie and all the brilliant work she does in all different ways, I am well honoured to be here.
Oh my goodness,
I feel like I'm like on like live television with like the president. That's what this feels like. I like
hopefully do a better job than the president anyway.
Oh, Jesus, sure, let's not get into that now.
No, sure, we're not talking politics.
But yeah, that's it. I think we'll get on to jobs and what I do and stuff later on in the podcast. So stay tuned.
Definitely. Interesting.
Indeed.
Oh, it's so good to have you on this, and it's been a long time coming. Do you know the podcast is 2 years old?
Do you know, that blows my mind. It doesn't, and it does, because it feels like it's always been a thing, but in a good way. Like it feels like it's because we've transitioned from like our life in melodic and that kind of era of being on the radios and stuff, and then you just managing to absolutely just keeping it going, but in like your own way, in your own little bubble, and taking it to a whole new level. It's just been great to watch, and I'm just like, this is my moment, guys.
You're here
for this one.
Let's go back to melodic there. Let's go back to the radio days. Let's go back to how maybe not how this started as in me and you,
yeah,
but definitely how like we've got to this point where you know, this is fun. And it's
fun.
because Melodic Distraction, a beautiful independent radio station and event space that used to be open in Liverpool, first started in Jamaica Street down in the Baltic, and then moved to the Fabric District up until 2 years ago when it closed, and it was absolutely heartbreaking. Melodic did so much work for artists, from singer-songwriters, DJs, poets, anything you name it. Everybody walked through those doors at Melodic, and Melodic supported it.
Yep.
Supported them.
Yep.
Supported the whole scene so beautifully. And that's where we did a lot of our work as well.
We did indeed. The most fondest memories
we
were
had
created in that
so
place.
much fun.
So much fun. Like, I never ever thought that, like, when I look back on those days now, when I'm older and we're like growing up and life is changing constantly, like, those are memories that I will hold on to for like the
Forever.
rest of my life.
Yeah.
They actually probably shaped a lot of who we are today.
Absolutely.
The women that we've become, the friends that we've become, everything, the people that we met along the way. It's like memories that you'll never forget in your life ever. And I don't know, you get a bit of bush. Do you know what I mean?
I thought you were getting emotional when you took your glasses off.
I know. Do you know, I just needed, the steam was getting in the way of my
just need a
vision.
bit more breathing space.
Just needed to see you eye to eye. But yeah, so it's honestly, it's one of the most amazing places. And like, obviously we held our own little events. We had our own little radio situation going on there too. So yeah, this is like a walk down memory lane.
We did monthly radio shows as part of the Girls' Crib.
Indeed.
And we hosted I don't even know how many events that we hosted, but we hosted loads in Melodic and around Liverpool.
Yeah.
And it was so much damn fun.
Oh, it was so good. It was
so good.
good.
And the radio was a really good opportunity to kind of, you know, put voices to who we were when we were putting the events on, getting loads of artists onto the radio as well, having a chat and playing the music that we enjoyed outside of the events, you know, just kind of being like a force, like the four of us girls, and just being girls on the radio.
Absolutely.
Girls on the radio and putting girls on the radio.
That's it. And that was the main thing. And we were just unapologetically ourselves as well, I think. And
completely.
That shined through. And I think that was the one thing that we really wanted it to be. Like, not only was it a safe space for everybody else and like a place where people could just thrive in whoever they were, but it was also our safe space. And it was where we, like, it was our comfort. It was our, like, it's like, it made loads of, what's the word I'm looking for? It helped our friendship and helped us as people, and then seeing the fruit around you, do you know what I mean?
Oh, do
you know what I mean?
I like the fruit.
The fruit. That was the fruit. We were the tree, the bark, the root. That was the fruit.
Yeah! Oh my god, metaphor queen.
Do you know what? One thing you'll find out about me,
good.
I'm a woman of many words, and a lot of them are very deeply philosophical.
Girl, you're good with your words.
I am. Honestly, me and Gandhi were like that back in the day. Swear to God. Cut that out, you want?
I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, God.
Amazing. But yeah, Melodic has been the foundations for a lot of our confidences, for sure. 100%. And without Melodic and even like working there from like a working perspective as well, I did my own radio bits where I just went on air just as a little girl, and we did a radio show once, and me and Pat did a radio show. I got loads of people on. Got Eddie did bi-weeklies with me. Like, we did loads of shows, played loads of good music, and I'm forever indebted to Melodic for the 100%. Confidence it's given me to sit here today behind this mic and to 100%. Have conversations by myself, and now with a full list of guests.
Oh my God, it's
and we're
so
on number two.
Peace. That's a big up to Gina Senior. That my mum loves to do this at all times in her life, so
big up Gina Senior.
She's
we love you.
Icon.
We love you.
Icon living.
I'm sure you've heard that 2025 was the year of the snake. And the year of the snake defines that, you know, you spend that year shedding and outgrowing, changing, letting go of, welcoming in different things.
Absolutely.
2025, I think collectively a lot of people have agreed, has been kind of like a whirlwind of a year.
Yeah.
Every spanner in the works. And then every change, what are they called? Canon events.
Yeah.
Were happening.
Canon events.
And I definitely think that 2025 was like that. It was a roller coaster. Looking back now, I feel like I got through it smoothly-ish.
Yeah, I would agree, to be honest.
But there was definitely a lot of downtime where I was like, oh my God, I don't know. I mean, I basically have an existential crisis every other day.
Every other day.
For at least 1 week in the month before my period, for sure.
My days. Give me strength in those weeks.
Luteal phase. Lord. It should have been the year of the luteal.
For putting that in the calendar. I'll be messaging someone. Don't know who you need to email for that one, but that'll be going in.
We could call the podcast the year of the luteal.
Year of the luteal. The life of a luteal woman.
Literally.
Well, honestly, it feels like it's never ending though.
Oh, tell me about, like, 1 week every month until it stops.
Yeah, and then it just goes, here I am once again.
And then
thank you so much for that one.
But I've got something on my mic. Yes. So how did you find 2025? Give me your peaks and your troughs, like your key moments, and then some moments where you've had to like readjust, what's the word?
Reevaluate?
Reevaluate,
Possibly.
like redirect. You need more navigations.
Yeah,
but let's do those first, and then we'll end on a high.
Yeah, let's do the
Perfect.
baddies. And then,
on the goodies.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so the baddies, do you know what? I have had one of those years where it just makes you think like, what is going on? And I think for the most part, and it kind of works really well with what we sort of talked about before this, so like the whole melodic thing and the whole life before this. I think the lowest parts of my year this year were realizing like how quickly life just passes by.
Yeah.
And like I always remember back to whenever I was younger, and you probably, like when your mum says to you, oh, don't wish your life away, next thing you know you're going to be old and you'll be washing your own clothes and you'll be doing this and doing that. And that's very much happening. But also I think the hardest part of like this year for me has been realizing like that I'm not the only one that's growing up. Everything else around me is slowly growing up. And you know this because I talk about this all the time. But like Snapchat memories, as much as I love it so much,
Killer.
it's such a killer. And it's like hanging, like it's like a mistletoe, but not of love, but like a, oh, this was your life, this is what it used to be, and now you're a big girl in a big world and everything changes. And I remember like back at your birthday party, that was like the epitome. That was like a high for me in amongst all this like low of like thinking back on friendships and what life used to be like. I was like in around these people that I grew up in basically in my uni days, and who I spent so much time with and was so fond of and so in love with in so many different ways. And it was kind of like you take a moment and you step back and you look around and go, oh my God, like this was my life every day, all the time. Like, and it's not just about partying and drinking and doing all that kind of stuff. It's like little things like, you know, going to the thrift shops together, or like spending the days in Sefton Park on a little blanket with a couple of bevies.
Literally,
do you know what I mean? And I think that is the lowest parts of a continuous year for me, is reminiscing over these parts, because with my like the job that I do and everyday life, you just sort of get lost in the same like routine, same cycle. And then you get like a glimpse of it every so often, and you're constantly like reaching for it and trying to pull it in.
It's difficult. Like,
so hard.
What nostalgia. So I did an episode on nostalgia and how it's so bittersweet, because it's so nice to like kind of remember and relive and like put yourself back in the shoes of really good memories, but it's also like you just can't go back. It's
draining. You drain yourself reminiscing, really, don't you? But it's one of them things. We all are just little girls, you know. We're just little babies.
We're just girls doing it for the first time, and our mums are just girls doing it for the first time.
Gosh darn it! Like, we are like in this world. You don't realize everybody's doing it for the first time.
Not until you get to this age.
No.
See, when it, like up until you're about 20, you think, oh, this earth spins because I tell it to spin.
Yes.
And then one day you wake up and you're like, I'm not spinning this shit anymore.
Error, rewind. Someone else. Error. Can
we spin that back? Can we go back? Can we go back?
Please. Like, it is, and that is genuinely one of the parts that I find the most difficult, navigating adult life as someone who in here in my mind is still a little girl and still wants to just like spend every single living moment in those memories. Like I want to just like take out my soul and just drop it back in there and be like, yeah,
it'd be so good if you could have like a life trailer or like a recap. 1 second every day. Eddie is the king of 1 second every day. Eddie, aren't you? Silence. He's got his headphones in and he's cooking.
Yeah, because he's waiting for this episode to come out so he can watch it live and direct.
That's exactly why he's doing that.
Because he's hyping himself up, you know.
So Eddie is the king of 1 second every day. To be fair, his family's really good at doing 1 second every day, and it's so good to have a look back on literally 1 second every day of your life across the year. I went onto the app and I found my 2024 1 second every day, and I actually can't even bring myself to watch it because even though that was like, it's technically it's only like a year ago, but it's like technically in the calendar it's like 2 years ago. That still feels like it would be too nostalgic and too heart-wrenching to watch.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And Be Real. As
oh my God, bring that back.
Where did that go?
We all moved on from Be Real too fast.
Why did we? Because that's another thing somebody said it to me on the bus home one day from work, and I thought, Be Real, what is Be Real? And then I thought, what is Be Real? What do you mean, what is Be Real? That was my jam. That was my thing. Every time that phone buzzed, like when I used to work in Lanigan's, bzz,
love.
And that was it then. Set it back down again. Wait another.
Do you remember? You were definitely there in Kitchen Street once. It was one of the Baltic Weekender. One of them ones there. And Be Real went off, and everybody put their phones up together and got like this big Be Real in unison. It was also the maddest thing. It was the most like Black Mirror thing I've ever witnessed. Ooh, but also I was like, no, that was kind of fun. Can we do that again?
Absolutely. That is wild. Oh, that was so fun. I loved it. And do you know what the best thing about that was? It was more than 1 second, because like a capture. I mean, I suppose 1 second a day is still a capturing like a little snippet of a video. But the pictures, for me, it's like you can...
Front and back.
Yeah. Front and...
Who are you with?
That's right. I'm actually forgetting about the features of it. Yeah, it's not just me. It's me and my mates.
And
me and my buddies, yeah. And this is what we are, and this is who we are, what we're doing, and it's great. And I think, like, I'll probably never open that up. Maybe, do you know what? Maybe when I'm like 85 and I'm having a cup of tea. Maybe we should do. Do you know what, guys? Bring it back. Oh my God, should we do one?
Yeah, should we do one right now? Let's download it.
And then everybody who gets a notification, you need to do it as well. I thought it asked me to pay for it there. I was like, not another thing I have to pay for.
Could you imagine? I don't know. Yeah, it's downloading.
But it's asking me to do this. I've got 374 contacts. I don't want all of them to see it.
No, don't do that.
So how do you do that? Select contact.
There's bound to be an X button.
You do it because mine's being old.
Right, wait.
Let's see.
Oh my God, love.
This... Honestly, crying real tears. I don't know why mine's being silly, but I will set that up and
Be Real.
New Year's resolution. Be Real.
Be Real.
I don't really do New Year's resolutions. Not my jam.
On that, yeah. So last year, in all that it was, I know we were going to talk about like peaks and troughs and stuff like that.
That is probably my troughs.
Give me like a really good moment.
Good moment
where you were like,
hell yeah. Yeah. I think, to be honest, for me, it was actually because one of my big dreams in life, and like just it's always been my thing, is like traveling. So I think when I was able to just like tick it off and slowly be like, right, you're actually doing bits towards that, and I got away to a couple of countries, I kind of just felt like, hell,
where'd you go?
This is my dream. Where did I go? I went to...
You went to a good few places,
I did. Where did I go? I went to
Budapest,
Brussels. I went to Spain twice, but where in Spain is the good question.
You went to Mallorca, because you went the week after I did.
Mallorca. Then I went to...
And then you were on a hen do.
I went to a good few places.
You went on the hen do abroad, that was in Spain somewhere. And then you went... You visited your dad, so you went back home.
Back to my homeland, back to my turf.
The motherland.
I honestly, Abbie, see, this is why you have mates like Abbie. Because when all else fails, all is well and good.
I'm basically a PA.
Basically, yes, because I have...
For free. I'm the cheapest PA that you can buy on the market.
but the baddest of them all.
But you can't even buy me on the market because I'm fully booked. Clearly, I am actually so far fully booked.
Yes, and just in case you get ahead of yourself, think you can just book me any day. I'm also not available, so don't bother. No, we're just busy girls.
Because you have to go through me.
Yes, and my PA is very busy, so you get the point.
Good luck.
But yeah, so it's one of them. It's like they're not the countries that I'm like, because my thing is Asia. I love a bit of Asia.
Yeah, well, you went there, didn't you? Where did you go?
I did. I went to Bali and I went to Singapore. And Lombok. Yeah, I went to a good few places in Asia, and I think my heart will forever ever be in that place. Like there is no.
You had a ball, didn't you?
Oh, I had a ball, and it was a massive part of like finding myself, because I was away for a month and a bit, and it was like the most surreal experience that I've ever had in my life. It was like completely away in the middle. Why are you giggling?
Found myself.
I did.
I know, but you said it so nonchalant, like you really meant it. Yeah. And I took the piss out of this so much.
I travelled to Asia.
It just went like straight through my brain. And then I was like, no wait, she just said she actually did go out and find herself.
I did. Do you know what? I was one of them little turtles that you let loose into the ocean. That was me. And then I found myself, and I let myself back into the ocean. Big girl, you know. That was my like sentimental moment of like, this is this little thing that I've got, like, this is a part of me now, so I'm just letting it go into the ocean. And it's one of them places, like, it's got, because it's obviously a very poor country, there's a lot going on, but the thing I learned there, and it transfers into 2025, 2026, and probably for the rest of the years of my life, is that we are so ungrateful in so many ways for how much we have around us.
Oh my God, yeah. And we always think that we need more. Consumerism is at its like peak, like highest at the minute.
Absolutely. And the thing with the people that live there is I found out that they only have one day in the year where they have a holiday. They work every single day in the year. They have one celebration day where everybody in the country kind of puts down all their tools, everything that they're doing, and they just celebrate love, like being around each other and whatever. But the other thing is, like, I remember being down at the beach and this little kid, I was just having a little pina colada, as you do.
Pina colada.
Pina cocos are the one, by the way.
Love.
But I was just sitting there, and this little kid with his little brother, I'm assuming it could have been his little friend, they were building boats out of like pieces of cardboard and wood and stuff, and floating them onto the ocean and letting the waves bring them back in, and they were giggling their heads off. And I promise on everything, I sat there and I just looked at them and I just burst into tears. And I was like, when was the last time you have seen a kid do that? And like, they'll go home to such like a home full of love. And again, like, if you've seen some of like the houses and like the sort of areas that some of these people live in, it breaks your heart.
Yeah.
But to them, like, that's everything. Like, and they are so appreciative of you coming to their country and indulging in their culture and being nice to them. And it's the littlest things that give them a smile. They don't accept tips. They don't accept anything from you. All they want is for you to be happy. And they take happiness out of that. Yeah. And then I brought that back into my life, and that's the way I live my life now. Like, I don't necessarily, I'm not a materialistic person. I don't, need things in life, but what I do need is, what you learn is having a couple of friends, having great, like, home life and stuff, and like the great people I have around me, and that's just all that you need in life. And if you've got that foundation, everything else just starts to like rainbow sunshine all over the place. You know what I mean?
And that's what planet Earth.
Genuinely. So those are like the things that I took away from the last year and a bit that I look on to now and think those are peak for me.
Yeah. So that's what you want to bring into 2026.
100%, yeah. And like, I'm all for, I'm not gonna, can I mention the V word? Can I talk about the...
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
So I'm all for like, I'll stop vaping and I'll do dry January and I'll do all this, but I'm not gonna do it because it's not the sole focus of my mind. It's not like the most important thing that I think about now. I don't wake up in the morning and go, I'm not going to have a pint of lager today, and I'm also not going to smoke my vape. I think, what can I do to make my life better in other ways? It's all well and good. That's the best name for a podcast because it's so,
do you think so?
Easily thrown into any... I think I've said it 6 times. I am the advertiser for... Well, I've said it 6 times. 5 of them I said it wrong and in different languages, but that's irrelevant. That's irrelevant. But do you know what I mean? And now I've lost my train of thought. But
yeah, no, it's all well and good being like,
see,
it's so good. It just, and you know what? It rolls off my tongue now. But you were saying that it's all well and good making these goals or ways that you're gonna like differ your life, but you don't necessarily think that you need to like take things out of your life. No. It's what you're gonna add into it that's gonna make it better. 100%. I think that's a really good like outlook to have on, 2026, going into the new year with your New Year's resolutions or your things that you want to change or improve on, blah blah blah. I talked about this with Bex, that like I am notorious for being like, oh my god, I'm gonna do, well, I'm actually planning on doing a hike a month, but that's like my only New Year's resolution.
Love that for you.
But I want, like, for example, 10,000 steps a day, constantly reading a book on the treadmill, reading a book in the gym, reading a book on like my commute to and from work, like learning, doing courses, or just piling on all these things I need to do, as like that's going to make my life so much better. No, it's just going to make my life so much more busy.
Yes.
I'm going to end up choking myself down into nothing. I'm going to be so disappointed because I can't achieve my 5,000 goals.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to be even further behind where I was before, because before I was in a position where I was just enjoying myself.
Exactly.
And now I'm not enjoying myself because I put all these pressures on myself. So
you said it.
2026 is about adding things into your life rather than trying to take things away from your life, but being careful and only adding them in a like an achievable, respectful kind of way for your life. Just be nicer to yourself.
Simple as. Full stop.
So that's what we're going to do in 2026.
That's it. Because a wise man once told me...
Who was the wise man?
No idea. Pressure...
Nobody asks that question, by the way.
Well, there is never really an answer. I just know that there's a wise man out there that tells me all this stuff and I just listen.
First.
And then I feed it back. But he said to me one day, pressure is for bra straps and bike tires, not for us. Do with that what you will. I think that's a great... Don't drop it.
No, I wasn't gonna.
It's so true though.
That's brilliant.
I mean? Like I always, it's another one of these things that I say. Like, when someone, like, I don't even know how to explain this actually. It's like when someone says, "Don't run out in front of that car. Like, you need to stop." And I always say, I've got no brakes. He does. It's one of them sayings.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not the one in control here. He is. So I'm just not gonna run out in the road. But yeah, that's one of them. I love a good saying.
I know, I think Irish cultures, and even like in your own cultures as well as Irish cultures, sayings are the backbone.
Yeah.
Are the absolute backbone.
Oh, especially in Cookstown, all them farmers and all they've got to say. Oh, sure.
Oh, sure. It's hard to know when you're not sure.
Oh, sure, Jesus, if she's not green, she's not keen. God.
What was the one that you said the other day? We're not in the upside down, we're in the inside out.
Tell you what, honestly, I am.
So
I'm a poet. I was a poet in my past life.
You didn't know it.
But yeah.
Question on everybody's lips is, how did we meet? I bet no one was thinking that, but they are now.
Well, you are now. That's a thinker.
How did we meet?
This is a funny story.
I remember seeing you for the first time.
Right, if you put a big screen between me and Abbie and you ask this exact question, I reckon the answer to this question would be identical, and I know for sure it would be.
Oh,
I know for
sure. How do we test this?
Leave the room. And I'll tell my answer.
Okay, right, yeah,
like
great.
A 15-second snippet.
We're going to test how we know each other and if we both have the same how did we meet story.
And I think we will.
Gina, you're going to go first.
Okay. This feels like one of those TikTok videos where you put a sweet in front of a kid and then they don't eat it. Anyway, how me and Abbie met and my first impression of Abbie. We met in a place called Einstein's in Concert Square. Now, I started as a bartender and Abbie was already there. Abbie was upstairs on the balcony on the terrace situation, and she was tending. She was shaking those drinks, and I just looked over and it was like a moment from a movie, and she just looks around at me. She's like, "Well, you all right?" And I was like, heard the Irish accent, and she had this blonde hair situation happening at the back where she was like blonde all down here, and I thought, she is the fittest woman I've ever seen in my life. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say that, but I've said it. leave it there. But I thought she is the fittest woman I've ever seen in my life, and I will marry her one day, but that didn't happen. Anyways, thanks Eddie for that one. But my first impression of her was, we sat down, I think we had a pint a couple of days after, and I thought, this woman is going to be my best friend in the whole world. Funniest person, like, best ever. Just this, like, proper Irish girl from a small town, like, little farmerville. I just loved her from the day I met her. She was the coolest chick I've ever met in my life, and here we are today. And I could be wrong, but I think our stories are going to very much line up. But just as a PS, Abbie is the best person I've ever met in my life, and I'm grateful to this day. So big ups, Abbie. I'm gonna try and find her, and I really hope she says that I'm fit too.
Okay, right. My version of events is that me and Gina, we used to work in this bar in the middle of Liverpool in Concert Square, and it was a German inspired bar called, no, I'm not even going to give it the airtime. And I used to work behind the bar, and Gina used to work out on the floor, like, taking orders. Then the orders would come through the bar, and then I would make them, and then she would take them down to the tables. And I feel like I know what she would say. There was this one time where we were both doing a day shift, and I was absolutely dead. And, like, I was so heavily intimidated by Gina, because she is just genuinely the most gorgeous girl I've ever seen in my life, and I'm not even going to get into it, but, like, the first few times that I seen her, I was like, she is so cool. She was wearing this, like, white racer top. She had these, like, little necklaces on. One had, like, little mushrooms. She had all these colourful rings, loads of earrings. I think she had bleach blonde hair at the time, like, maybe it was in a bob, or it was, like, long bob. And she was, like, walking around, and I think maybe it was, like, one of her first shifts, and she had, like, come up to me and was like, oh, like, I don't really know what to do. And I was like, oh, me either, like, it's dead in here, blah blah blah. Then she walked away, and I walked away, and I was like, oh my god, I need to speak to this girl, like, she's literally so cool, we could be best friends. And then slowly kind of had more conversations with her, and then I think either that night or maybe, like, a few nights later after work, we ended up just staying with a few people and having a few drinks. And then from then we just became, like, bestie boos. But all I remember for the first few times of seeing Gina is that she was the coolest girl in the world. Everybody loved her then, everybody loves her now. She is just literally the most likable human being ever. I have no idea what she would have said about this side of things. I hope that we've got the same time frame, but that's how we met, I think. How I Met Your Mother. Gina! No, I was panicking the whole time, because I'm like, whenever I got halfway through it, I was like, no, I have no idea if she's even in the same time frame as me, or if I'm in the right time frame.
I just went, right, can I say where I was? I was in Einstein's.
Yeah, so was I.
Hallelujah. You outside bar.
Yeah!
Hell yeah, I knew it. Outside bar. You were,
and it was day shift.
And you had your blonde hair at the back, and it might have been, no, it was blonde, maybe orange. No, it was blonde. It was definitely blonde. I said blonde. And you were just, like, there shaking the cocktails, and I got pointed around, and everyone's like, this is Abbie, this, and you're like, well, how are you? Just, like, a real cool, nonchalant chick. And I was like, I'm gonna marry that woman right there.
Oh,
and then
literally the same similar story, because I said that whenever it was, like, a day shift. I think it was it was either really early and whenever you started working there, or it was just, like, one of the first few times that we started working together.
Yes.
And it was really dead. It was, like, a Sunday, Saturday afternoon, and you were, like, cruising around, didn't, like, nobody really knew what to do, because it was so dead. And, like, you were, like, I remember you asking me a question of, like, what to do, and I was like, I don't even know either, because it's so dead here. And then I remember walking away being like, oh my god, I need to speak to her more, she's really cool. I literally give, like, a full description of what you were wearing that day.
Oh my goodness me, this is hilarious, because we
fell in love.
That's what I said.
This is how I Met Your Mother.
Ditto. I literally said, I'm either going to marry this woman, or she's going to be my best friend for life. One of those two things.
I said.
Listen,
We've got really sweaty hands.
That's fine. I'll just hold the outside.
This is how I met your mother.
This is where the divorce happens because you climb your hands.
No, literally always. Ew.
That's so funny. We're
We're so in sync.
Honestly,
love.
At one point in our life, we were literally in each other's pockets every day.
And then we were living together.
And then we were living together, and then
Pee break,
as in IRL.
Right now.
I thought pee break was a part of my life that I missed.
Can I have a pee break and then we'll talk?
Can I have a vape break?
Yeah.